Hi, my name is Muhammad Haikal Nadhif and I'm from the School of Business and Management, Bandung Institute of Technology. Today, I will be talking about my research on a study on the impact of the rise in electric vehicle on conventional cars, taking case insights from Indonesia's automobile market. First of all, let's take a look at the content. It will have seven parts. The first one will be abstract and then followed by introduction, literature review, methodology, findings and result, conclusion, and also recommendations. First of all, let's talk about the abstract. Indonesia, with its evolving economy and growing infrastructures, face significant challenge in allocating transportation needs while at the same time cultivate on environmental concerns. The research will explore the aspects of vehicles with a particular focus on electric vehicles in Indonesia through a comprehensive review of existing literature, governmental policies, and industry reports. This study examines the current state of automotive industry in Indonesia, highlighting key trends, challenges, and opportunities. It explores the factors that influence EV adoption in Indonesia, including as government incentives, infrastructural development, customer preference, and technology improvements. Furthermore, the article examines the economic, environmental, and social implications of broad EV adoption in Indonesia. Despite the challenge, there are many more challenges, such as high upfront costs, reliance on fossil fuels, and electricity generation. But Indonesia has a high potential for EV market growth to its plenty supply of natural resources. Let's head down to the introduction. Since vehicles have become a very major needs, especially in Indonesia, with more than 750,000 of new passengers cars were registered in 2022. Car production itself has a stunning record of approximately 1.4 million units, which has a stunning 31% growth from the previous year. The government supports for these transitions includes infrastructures development and tax incentive, attracting major manufacturers like Hyundai and Toyota to invest heavily in EV adoption and promotion. And also, the rising cost of petroleum is another factor in driving interest in EV, which offer better fuel efficiency and sustainability compared to conventional cars. However, the shift to EV could pressure the internal combustion engines vehicle sector, potentially to leading to a decline in combustion engine vehicles sales and impacting related industries like the petroleum production and shops. The research aims to analyze the EV market in Indonesia, exploring its impact on sustainability and automotive ecosystem. It will assess the challenges and opportunities within the EV sector and offer recommendations to promote its growth. The key question include how consumer perceptions of EV affects the combustion engine demand. Let's take down to the literature review. The first one is the net zero emission is a goal that many nations, including Indonesia, are striving for, balance between greenhouse gases emitted and those removed from the atmosphere. Indonesia has set the ambitious target to achieve net zero emissions by 2060 as a part of its broader strategy to combat in climate change. To this effort is the promotion and adoption of electric vehicles, which offers a much cleaner alternative to the fossil fuel powered cars that currently dominate our roads and contribute significantly to carbon emissions. The second one is the government initiative and incentives. The Indonesian government has recognized the importance of EV in this transition and is actively supporting their adoption through various policies, regulations, and also economic incentive. By 2030, the government aims to produce 600,000 electric vehicles, which will help reduce fossil fuels usage and cut CO2 emissions by up to 1 million tons annually. Key to this initiative is the establishment of 6,500 charging stations and also 10,000 battery swapping booths across the country by 2025. These developments are supported by significant investments from global players such as Hyundai and Vinfast, who are setting up factories worth of $1 billion, bolstering Indonesia's EV manufacturing capabilities. And the third one is the implementation of the incentive. In 2023, Indonesia launched a new EV incentive program designed to make electric cars vehicle more affordable for the average consumers. For instance, the purchase tax for domestically manufactured battery EVs with at least 40% local content has been slashed from 11% to just 1%. Currently, only two models, which is the Honda Ioniq 5 and the Wuling Air EV, qualify for this incentive. Um, with the Willing Air EV price under 280 millions, is more particularly appealing to broader market, while the Ioniq 5, even with its higher price point, target to medium to high income bracket. This strategic approach aims to cater the various market segments, thereby encouraging widespread adoption and further investment in local manufacturing. Let's head on to number four, which is the social perception of EV. However, despite these efforts, the social perception and market readiness for EV in Indonesia presents challenge. Many consumers are still unaware of the energy efficiency and environmental benefits of EV, leading to hesitation in their adoption. Factors such as fuel economy, energy maintenance costs, and concerns about charging infrastructure are major considerations for potential buyers. Understanding and addressing these concerns are crucial for manufacturers and governments alike to drive consumer interest and boost the market shares on EV. The challenges and the obstacles also, number five, which is speaking of them, there are several obstacles, which is the high cost due to import taxes on batteries, insufficient power infrastructure, limited public awareness, and narrow range of EV models are among the primary barriers to widespread the adoption. Additionally, the slow implementation of regulations and the high costs associated with the charging infrastructure further comply with the path forward. The government must intensify the efforts in improving policies, infrastructure, and supply chains to support this transition. Finally, let's take a look at the EV market share within Indonesia broader automotive market. Despite being a significant player in the automotive industry, Indonesia lags behind with its neighbor EV production. However, with over 270 million people and growing middle class, the potential for market growth is substantial, and the EV market is projected to expand significantly from 2020 to 2025, driven by rising customer acceptance and strong government support. These are the methodology and data collection that I will be using, which is the descriptive analysis, and also we'll be using literature review statistic on ICEV and EV, considering factors like economic, political, environmental, and governmental policies. And the analysis aims to provide insights for the automotive industry players to adapt and shifting customers' behavior and sustainability in Indonesia. Well, talking about the results. Today, we are witnessing transformative shift in Indonesia automotive industry, particularly in Indonesia, where the rise of electric vehicles is challenging the dominance of traditional combustion engine, and the data clearly indicates that this shift is more than just a trend. It is a critical response to changing consumer preference, environmental awareness, and government policies aimed at sustainable development. The trend in total car sales provides insights into the dynamics between EVs and ICEVs, while total peaks in 2022. A sharp decline in 2023 and early 2024 might indicate a market saturation, economic factors, or a shift towards more sustainable options. This decline coincides with rising EV and or hybrid sales, suggesting that upselling efforts are influencing customers, although ICV is still dominant. Furthermore, a survey in Indonesia reveals a strong support for electric vehicles due to environmental concerns and driving comfort. About 87% of respondents recognize the positive environmental impacts of EVs, highlighting the urgency of cleaner transportation in cities like Jakarta. Additionally, 55% appreciate the quieter operation of EVs, which is valued in a noisy urban environments. However, there are concerns about how the quietness of EV might impact people with disabilities who rely on sound of navigation. Statista studies on 2023 also shows that 95% of Indonesian consumers prioritize nature and environment, which boosts the interest of electric vehicles. Found that over 80% of views EV as eco-friendly and future of the transportation. Air quality data reveals that regions with high pollution see more interest in EV, suggesting that health concerns about poor air quality are driving consumers to choose cleaner options. These links between environmental health concerns highlights why people more are considering EVs. Rising fuel costs also plays a significant role in the shifts. The cost per kilometer for gasoline-powered vehicles in Jakarta is substantially higher than that for EVs, making the latter a more economical choice in the long run, with gasoline prices fluctuating and generally trending upward, while electricity prices remain relatively stable. The economic argument for switching EVs become increasingly compelling for consumers. In Jakarta, gasoline costs about 803 per kilometer based on the average fuel consumption of 0.0373 liters per kilometer and the gasoline prices of 11,000 per liter. Over the years, gasoline prices have generally increased while electricity prices have remained stable after a rise in 2017. In 2023, the average electricity prices is 1077 rupiah per kilowatt an hour, and the vehicle about use about zero point 0.2 kilowatt an hour kilometer, making the cost operating of EV approximately only 215 rupiahs per kilometer, which is practically more cheaper than operating gasoline cars. And also the Indonesia growth of electric vehicles is also supported by the key infrastructure such as the public electric vehicle charging station and also public electric vehicle battery exchange stations. These stations are provide will provide fast and conductive charging for four-wheeled EVs and also enhancing the convenience for drivers. These stations also offer battery swapping for two-wheeled vehicles, allowing quick exchanges for depleted batteries for fully charged ones, reducing wait times and improving their user experience. Finally, we have jumped into a conclusion where electric vehicles hold a substantial potential for growth in Indonesia, bolstered the government ambitious plans to develop necessarily infrastructure, including the installation of 6,500 EV charging stations and also 10,000 battery exchange kiosks by 2025. This potential is further supported by increasing customer interest driven by rising fuel prices, the lower of operating costs for EV, and also the growing environmental awareness and attractive government incentive. The correlation between rising EV sales effort and declining sales of ICEV highlights a significant shift in consumer preference, with aggressive marketing campaigns and enhanced awareness about the benefits of EV contributing to this trend. Data indicates that as efforts promote EV intensively, there is a noticeable decline in ICEV sales, reflecting a broader transition towards more environmentally friendly transportation options. These shifts align with government's policies aimed at supporting the adoption of EV, as evidenced by sales data showing an increase in EV and corresponding decrease in ICEV sales during the same period. That is all from me. Thank you for watching and goodbye.